New questions today on what this holiday travel season will look like as COVID numbers are surging across this country. Right now, half as many flyers are traveling as compared to a year ago, but there has been a significant increase since April. Joining me, Sara Nelson, president of the Association of Flight Attendants. Welcome back to the broadcast, Sara. Let's get right into the relief bill. Without one currently being on the table, what does life look like for airline workers right now?
Well, look, right now, airline workers are on day 46 of mass furloughs and not having a paycheck and also not having health care. And this is extremely concerning, especially since they were essential workers from the first days of coronavirus and now out of work because of these conditions. So the airlines, we put in place in March, we had enough power with 80% union to make the airlines negotiate with us. So the relief package for airlines looked different than any other industry. It was a workers' first package. It required all the money to go to 70% of the payroll, pay and benefits, no furloughs by the airlines, and they had to continue service to all of our communities. So it was a jobs and infrastructure plan that also capped executive compensation and banned stock buybacks and bonuses. What we did was we saved those jobs through September 30th, but we're still right in the middle of the crisis. Travel has climbed back to about 50%, but the revenues are about half of that. So you're talking about 25% of the revenue from a year earlier. What we need right now, Alex, what you've been talking about the vaccine, actually, the vaccine distribution cannot happen without a fully functioning airline industry. So if we don't get these people back to work, back paying taxes, helping to make sure the state governments are not falling apart too because of that lost revenue, then we are not going to have the infrastructure in place to be able to distribute the vaccine fast enough.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the last time you were on, as you mentioned, these airline workers have been furloughed for 46 days. You had a woman, a flight attendant, on with you who was really depending on the job for her health care. She had extensive medical costs, and that was heartbreaking. Any update on her? Do you know anything?
Yes, I do. I know. And she is out of work, without a paycheck, and without health care. And just praying that this Congress is going to feel its patriotic sense of duty and get relief in place right now. You know, if our plan went to the Senate floor right now, it would have 95 votes. So we just need to get this done. We need the parties to come together, come to a vote, secure these jobs and this critical infrastructure so that our country doesn't get worse. And Alex, you know, Amanda, she told a really difficult story about having battled cancer. Most of the people who are on furlough right now are women, young parents, people of color, because we have been pushing to have more diversity in our hiring. These are the people who are on furlough right now and shouldering the greatest cost here. And many of them got this job so that they could get that secure health care to take care of themselves.
As we look at passenger numbers, and we're saying that, you know, they're not what they used to be, but they are still much higher than they were in the spring. Is this enough? Is it possible to bring back the industry without a relief bill?
No, let's be clear. Cases are surging. And while no business can run, for example, at 50% of the demand, but even 25% of the revenue we're talking about. So what we said in August was that we needed an additional 6 months to get 6 months closer to a vaccine to get us through this difficult time so that airlines can make decisions that are based on public health and not just responding to their shareholders, where they have to lay people off, where they have to cut service to communities where there's the lowest demand. And Americans are in the middle of this pandemic. We need to be pulling together. What's really great is that you have Ron Klain working with Joe Biden on putting together the plan that looks very much like the plan that I worked with him on during the Ebola crisis. And this plan can work about keeping people in their jobs, connected to their health care, shutting things down, but then being able to restart because we've got the virus under control. The only way we're going to be able to do that is if we have the full infrastructure of the airline industry backing that plan. And that is not something that you can turn on overnight. That's something that you have to put in place now so that by January, February, the airlines are in place to be able to support that.
I got to tell you, Sara Nelson, I'm always glad to talk with you, particularly because I'm a frequent flyer, given all of my loved ones scattered across this country, and I just want things to get back to normal for all of those with whom you work. Thank you so much, Sara Nelson.
Thank you.